At the stroke of the midnight hour, when the world sleeps, India will awaken to light and freedom. Respected Principal, Reverend Brother Thomas, Vice Principal, Reverend Brother Esther Turkey, parents, teachers, members of the non-teaching staff, and dear friends. Today, we have gathered here virtually to celebrate our 74th Independence Day. We are here to express our love for our country and fraternity to our brothers and sisters. No pandemic can stop our celebrations of patriotism and freedom. As one Michaelite family, we tell the world how proud we are of our nation, of our freedom fighters, our defense forces, our scientific and economic achievements. Today, when the flag flutters, our hearts will beat in rhythm with all the warriors of this pandemic situation as well. When we salute our Tiranga, we pay our tributes to the great freedom fighters of yesterday and martyrs of today.
Hello everyone, it's my pleasure to welcome all of you for 74th Independence Day celebration in St. Michael's Academy. I would like to extend a special welcome to our Principal, Reverend Brother Thomas Pushparaj, Vice Principal, Reverend Brother Isidore Turkey, respected teachers, school staff and students. Our national flag has tricolor. Saffron stands for courage and sacrifice. White stands for peace. Green stands for prosperity. In the center is a navy blue wheel called the Ashok Chakra. Now I invite our respected principal to hoist our national flag.
After about 200 years of the British colonial rule, we got our independence on the 15th of August 1947. To keep the spirit of patriotism alive, we celebrate our Independence Day. It is one of the great days we remember, the sacrifices of many of our freedom fighters. Independence Day celebrations promote nationalism and patriotism towards our great nation. It allows us to value a future, hard-attained freedom, communal harmony, and reminds us of our diversity. We celebrate our Independence Day in our school with interesting cultural programs, and this is an excellent opportunity for us to learn our history while building loyalty to our country. Celebrating our Independence Day and understanding the sacrifices of our freedom fighters help inspire us to become better sentinels of our rights and liberties. Don't forget to celebrate our Independence Day in some form or fashion. Public celebrations, whether moments of deep reflection lighter moments are vital aspects of civic culture. They reinforce community bonds and help remind us of the social and political band that connect us to one another. Happy Independence Day, everyone. Jai Hind.
Long years ago, we made a tryst with destiny, and now that time comes when we shall redeem our pledge, not wholly or in full measure, but very substantially. At the stroke of the midnight hour, when the world sleeps, India will awake to life and freedom. 15th August, 1947, midnight. India awakes to a new life of freedom. But 2 centuries of colonial rule had decayed India from within, leaving the country ridden with poverty and hunger. Our founding fathers set out to wipe every tear from every eye. They needed a pole star, that single focal point to make India modern and progressive. Something that captured the uniqueness of the chaotic but eternally hopeful nation. A bright light to illuminate the dark storm lashing the horizon of the future. The 1920s was an uncertain period for the Indian national movement. And then came the Chauri Chaura incident. Mahatma had suspended the non-cooperation movement. 3rd February 1928. The Simon Commission arrives to review the Act of 1919 and was met with widespread protests as it had no Indian representation. The British, in their arrogance, proclaimed that Indians were incapable of self-rule and deciding for themselves. Lord Birkenhead, the Secretary of State, in response to the Indians' reactions, laid down a challenge at the House of Lords. The Founding Fathers rose to the occasion. An all-party conference was convened in February and May 1928. Led by Nehru, the committee drafted the Nehru Report in September 1929, demanding self-government under Dominion status within the empire. But Quaid-e-Azam, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, rejected the report, stating that from then on, Hindu and Muslim paths were different. He further countered the report with his infamous 14 points in March 1929. Meanwhile, the annual session of the INC was held in Lahore in 1929 under the presidency of Jawaharlal Nehru. They voted for the historic resolution of complete independence and declared the last Sunday of January 1930 as Independence Day. The resolution gave the British Parliament the ultimatum that if they accepted the report by 31st December 1929, Congress would adopt it as it is. If not, they would insist on complete independence. December 31st, 1929, the INC stalwarts gather around the river Ravi. The British have paid no heed to the ultimatum, and thus the Swaraj flag is proudly unfurled. The freedom fighters were prepared for the fight. It was an event so monumental, it would change the course of history itself. Elections were held in 1937. INC came into power and formed ministries in almost all provinces. For the first time under British rule, Indians could become directly associated with the government. The dream of Indians holding the power of the government and serving the masses had become a reality. But the cheer didn't last long. World War II was initiated. Congress ministries resigned in 1939, protesting Lindadgo's decision to involve India in the war without consulting the Indians. Multiple attempts of involving India in World War II failed. With its end, the decline of the British Empire became inevitable. Mutiny amongst the naval rankings in the Air Force was the final nail in the coffin. The Cabinet Mission Plan arrived in 1946 to try and reach a settlement acceptable to all major stakeholders. The plan became the foundation for the establishment of the Constituent Assembly. For a total of 2 years, 11 months and 18 days, over 11 sessions and sitting for 166 days, the Assembly debated and discussed the various challenges facing the new nation. The ideas of liberty, equality, fraternity, and justice were embedded deep into our Constitution. On 26 January 1950, the Constitution was enforced in its entirety. It is the foundation of free India, which we have become so accustomed to. It is our duty as citizens to know it, understand it, nurture it, and defend it. It is our duty to remember, so that we can build the India of our dreams.
Music played an important role during India's struggle for independence. We Shall Overcome became a protest song and a key anthem of the civil rights movement. The beautiful lyrics of the song never fails to instill a sense of pride and unity among Indians.
We shall overcome, we shall overcome, we shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. We shall overcome, we shall overcome, we shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. We walk hand in hand, we walk hand in hand, we walk hand in hand someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. We walk hand in hand, we walk hand in hand, we walk hand in hand someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. We shall live in peace, we shall live in peace, we shall live in peace someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. We shall live in peace, we shall live in peace, we shall live in peace someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday.
Before we begin the celebration part, students, I want to firstly ask what freedom means to you in the truest sense. Does it simply entail doing what you want to do and having the utmost freedom to remain as a free person? If this is what it entails for you, then let me tell you that you are living in a bubble of illusion, because with independence comes a lot of responsibilities too. Freedom without responsibilities simply leads to chaos, and then it only creates destruction. I hope we do not want chaos in our lives and society at large. Independence gave us the freedom to shape our own destiny. On the altar of sacrifice of our countrymen, our founding fathers handed over to us this institution to build, where the Indians of the future will be developed, who can transform the country to one where equality and prosperity go hand in hand. We are privileged and have been empowered by the citizens of India to do so. It is therefore our heavy responsibility to live up to their expectations. The people of this country pay for our sustenance in the hope that we shall change India and usher in a better future for them. We cannot afford to destroy the hopes and faith that have bestowed on us. What India shall we build, my friends? What sort of Indians shall we become? How shall we ensure that this gentle giant, as our country is historically known to be, is able to avoid the pitfalls of intolerance, violence, falsehood, timidity, and challenge us today, and help give its citizens, especially the illiterate, poor, oppressed, and helpless, the education, empowerment, happiness, and quality of life that they deserve? How shall we become great not only in expertise and experience to make the world prosperous, but also display quality of fearlessness and sacrifice. Now we are counted among the list of creation's biggest democratic nations, where the rights of its citizens are not compromised with, and every citizen has the right to voice his or her opinions and do everything without harming the interests of others. Our nation is still a developing nation. Hence, it's you, the youth of our country, who will bring satisfactory changes in our country and take it to a new height of growth of prosperity. A lot needs to be done, and there are several great areas which require our attention. You are the leaders of tomorrow. Some of you will become pilots, doctors, lawyers, engineers, civil servants, and whatnot. But always remember one thing, that is to never compromise with your work principles and govern your life as an honest and responsible citizen of our country. It will then really be the dawn of your actual freedom. However, we have responsibilities to shoulder and further work for the betterment of our nation. Thus, we have a far way to go, and let us vow not to let go waste the sacrifices of our forefathers. We have to realize the dreams of our forefathers of making India a developed nation, which is free from corruption and all the social evils. Let us cultivate a vision for our motherland and work towards realizing that vision, where everyone will have equal opportunities, where our women can feel safe, and where no child is deprived of at least basic education. Let, there, let this be our dream. Let us strive to do our bit with the courage, devotion, and dedication it deserves. Let us build our nation that will make people like Swami Vivekananda happy to see that his beloved people have again arisen and will stop not till the goal is reached. Serving the nation is not a sacrifice, but a privilege. The greatest challenge that the human race has ever faced still remains to live in a realm free of corruption, conflict, injustice, and violence. You must choose the change you desire. Whatever you avoid, you cannot change. Darkness rules when light is absent. Problem dominates when solutions are ignored. That's why Mahatma Gandhi said, be the change that you wish to see in the world. I would like to conclude with a poem to embrace that sort of change written by Bishop Lalachand Abraham. The good you find in others is in you too. The faults you find in others as your faults as well. After all, to recognize something, you must know it. The possibilities you see in others are possible for you as well. The beauty you see around you is beauty, is your beauty. The world around you is a reflection, a mirror showing you the person you are. To change the world, you must change yourself. Blaming and complaining will only make matter worse. Whatever you care about is your responsibility. What you see in others shows you yourself. See the best in others and you will be your best. Give to others what you give to yourself. Appreciate beauty and you will be beautiful. Admire creativity and you will be creative. Love and you will be loved. Seek to understand and you will be understood. Listen and your voice will be heard. This is all from my side, dear friends. Thank you for being such a patient listener. Once again, wish you all a happy Independence Day. May our country progress in everywhere and everything so that the whole world would be proud on us. Jai Hind.
Ours is the land of sages, known for the bravery of ages. None can compete with it, its culture none can be. Let's for it work hard for its safety beyond the guard. Now, we are going to witness a great dance which talks about the true spirit of patriotism, where one places one's motherland before anything.
वतन मेरे आबाद रहे तू, वतन मेरे आबाद रहे तू, वतन मेरे आबाद रहे तू। मैं जहाँ रहूं जहाँ मैं याद रहे तू, मैं जहाँ रहूं जहाँ मैं याद रहे तू। वतन मेरे वतन, वतन मेरे वतन। तू ही मेरी मंजिल है पहचान तुझी से, तू ही मेरी मंजिल है पहचान तुझी से। पहुँचूं मैं जहाँ भी मेरी बुनियाद रहे तू, पहुँचूं मैं जहाँ भी मेरी बुनियाद रहे तू। वतन वतन मेरे आबाद रहे तू, मैं जहाँ रहूं जहाँ मैं याद रहे तू। वतन मेरे वतन, वतन मेरे वतन। कुछ करिए नस नस मेरी खो दे, हाय कुछ करिए, कुछ करिए बस बस बड़ा बो दे, अब कुछ करिए। ओ कोई तो चल सिद्ध फड़िए, तू बेतरिए या मरिए, हाय कोई तो चल सिद्ध फड़िए, तू बेतरिए या मरिए। चक दे चल सिद्ध फड़िए, तू बेतरिए या मरिए, हाय कोई तो चल सिद्ध फड़िए, तू बेतरिए या मरिए। चक दे चक दे इंडिया, चक दे चक दे इंडिया, चक दे चक दे इंडिया, चक दे चक दे इंडिया।
On the occasion of the 74th Independence Day, the Tiranga dyed in the three colors of courage, peace, and the earth remains of a great past that had the glorious struggle for freedom. On one hand, it celebrates the efforts of upstaging the British rules, while on the other hand, it talks about the positive changes in the coming days. It is us, the people's responsibility to contribute the Tiranga. Let us feel proud of being an Indian and work unitedly towards the peace and progress of our country. Jai Hind.